So, and it did, it, like in the beginning of the conversation when it started going that way with my father, I started feeling like something coming up in me, like this pain or this like this repellent. And then I realized that these are parts of the tests that I need to go through, and tests in a way that I mean, they are tests, but they're tests of the natural way to see if my faith, I was able to sit there and there it's moving. Let's turn it around. Okay, we're not gonna do this anymore. It's a little like a Bambi kind of deer. I have an airplane going over. So I was thinking, it's really cute. I was thinking about that that the some of the videos that I was talking about. I was talking about being able to go through the emotions, about me learning how to go through all of my emotions. And there's bicyclists down there in the valley. That's like mega terrain down there. Must be mountain bikes. I can see them, part of the areas they're having to walk. So I was thinking about that is part of checking out these newfangled emotions that I'm able to go through, and being able to sit with my father and listen to him and it not move me from my truth, not make me second guess myself, because I'm so far gone on that way of thinking, on the old way of thinking. I'm so far into the new way of thinking and understanding that this is a spiritual awakening and that I'm rising above, and my connection to God and to the all. I mean, you can call God the universe, you can call God the natural way of thing, nature. I'm so far connected into my belief, and that it was unshakable. And not only unshakable, I didn't feel the need to prove to him. It would be nice to be able to have him see my perspective so that he wouldn't have to sit in all that pain, because I see him really sitting and worried about me being in a cult way of thinking. And those are those are his words. He says, I'm wearing an amulet. And the thing is that even when I do want to explain, there's alchemy. There is a physical reason, and um, and energetical reason for this. There's science behind this, but I understand that their way of thinking is so locked in that there is no explaining. If I try to explain, it'll just to them prove their point to them further. So I just allow him to think that. I mean, to be there. There's nothing there. There's no way for me to come and try to. He where I am and where he is so far away from each other that you can't jump from here to here. So for me to try to bring him in and to explain to him is fruitless. And so I just listened. And for me to be able to sit there and just listen and not try to argue my point, and not try to make him see, and not tell him that his way is wrong, just to sit there and listen to him. He understands that I don't agree with him, because I don't and I won't agree with him. Um, but I did listen to him, and I told him, well, you know, that's just the way it is. We don't agree on this. I see things differently. And he is set on that his way is the truth and the only truth. And I can see that when somebody is set in their way is the only truth, and they're not, their mind is not flexible at all to come in and see something else, or to even try to understand that maybe I see a different truth, that his truth is the truth and that my way is wrong. Okie dokie then. There's no purpose in me trying to make him see. I love my parents, I love my family, and I think that the relationships in the family are what is most important for me. But at the same and to it is amazing. It is raining on me, and we are mid-March. What is it? Mid-May? What, at the 20th of May today? It's really out of the ordinary. Um, really out of the ordinary, but it's just sprinkling. But there's like rain clouds above. And so, I'm blessed to have my family. I'm blessed that I still have my parents. I'm 46, going on 47 this summer, and I still have both of my parents, and I have a loving family, and they did right by me the way that they raised me, and they care for me. And all of this, what they're talking to me about, is all comes from a place of caring. And if they want to call it a cult, they can call it a cult. I mean, maybe it is maybe it is under, I don't know, it could fit into, uh, uh, I need to look up what cult means, but maybe it could fit under what a cult is. But I see the truth in it, and I just see it as truth. I don't want to give it any kind of labels, or I don't need. There are many, many, many people waking up all around, but it's each their own individual experience. It's not a cult. It's me having my awakening, my twin and his awakening, and many, many, many other people and other twins awakening together. I see it everywhere. Yesterday, I was at the Rob Roy, and I met a lot of very interesting people, and people um, that I know already, and we are all talking about the same thing. We are all awakening. We're all awakening into, and each awakening is different because we're all asleep in different places, and so each awakening is different. But the awakening is coming into your own individual self. And is it nice to have a whole community community? And I don't mean a physical, has to be a physical community, but it can be. It doesn't have to be. But community of of people that are rising and that understand, and that can give support. See, also yesterday, what I was talking about on my videos about my family not being able to give me support on this, is that I can go and I can put my head down and get hugged, but the conversation about getting any kind of support in my spiritual awakening, and trying to have them understand, it's just not there. And and when I if I do try to talk to them, they try to talk me back down into the matrix, like, oh, you have to be this way and you have to be that way. I'm just so far away from that way of thinking, that in that way I can't receive support from them. um and the truth is that you get on into this place in your spiritual awakening, that really it's an individual process. There is no one else that can come in and give support in that way. And I'm starting to realize that I don't want or need anybody else to come in and give me support. I can get words of encouragement. Yesterday, I met some really nice, everybody that you meet, all of a sudden, everything has a meaning and purpose, and because when you realize that everything is in the cause and effect, and there are patterns in the cause and effect, and there are patterns within you, and these are universal patterns that the same way that they run through the physical world, they run through the spiritual world, they run through me, that all of these patterns are sacred, and everything is spiritual. Everything, the physical, Rexy is spiritual. Yes. Okay. He came over to get some pets because I said his name. He's a good doggy. So everything in the world is spiritual, and everything is speaking with you. Everything has a sign for you, and you are always seeing what is relevant to you. So you see signs everywhere. It makes sense. It's like the universe is talking to you. And sometimes you have to turn down the volume and go inside and say, okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's happening too fast. There's signs everywhere. Um, and yesterday I went to the Rob Roy and I met with some people that was some women. More and more women are coming into my life, which is just beautiful. There's something about feminine energy that is also for the feminine, that is embracing, and machil is like containing. There's something very beautiful about feminine energy, very mother-like, very soft, and knowing, and um, gentle, feminine energy that is straight feminine energy. And along with that come in personality and different perspectives. And that we're always mirrors. So when I meet other women, they are mirrors for me. So I'm coming into my strength. So I'm gonna bring it all the way back, circle to where I started this video, is on understanding that the time that there is nothing that I need to be waiting for. All of the moments are sacred moments. Every moment is a sacred moment. This moment is a sacred moment. And taking my power back to me is in the moments that, making every moment sacred, is not waiting for specific moments that are going to be here in the future, taking these moments and making the most out of them in my own life. And if I want an amazing life, then it is my job to go out and make myself an amazing life and get myself self realized. Now, I'm the only one that knows exactly what is in here and can self realize myself. I can see that also with this conversation that I had with my father, that he thinks that he knows what's best for me. He doesn't know what's best for me. How could he know? He's not in me. And it's kind of funny to see somebody outside of me telling me how I need to be, when when he has no clue, as he has no clue, and not in a way of putting him down. It's just like I have no clue in his life what's best for him. I can come and I can say a lot of things that I see from the outside, but really knowing where I am on my spiritual awakening, he has no clue. He's completely blind to it. For him to come in and tell me that I need to be a certain way and go back, and I need to, uh, you know, remove my twin from my life. He has no understanding on this twin flame journey, because it just can't work like that. And knowing that, because in the beginning of the twin flame journey, you fight against, and you say, okay, there's a way out of this. And as it progresses, you start realizing it just comes into a knowing that they're always going to be there. You're connected to them. So they can be off doing their own thing and whatever they're doing, but you know that you have that sacred connection, and that there is nothing that can break that. It's sacred. It's a connection of the soul. And anybody that comes in from the side and just says, "Oh, then just stop that connection." It seems like that's been the theme of this last week with my family. That it seems like there's a big um, when all the family are talking about something specific. So there's a big thing going on in the family now. Everybody's talking about me, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see talking about the whole issue with me and the twin. And I think it all came up from this last video that my twin put up with me and him. And he asked my permission, and I gave him my permission. But he's like a stir. He gets in and he stirs the pot. He like sees this nice big pot, and he gets in there and he puts a whole bunch of crap in it and he stirs it up, and then he lets it like simmer and watches. And I think that he really enjoys watching everything that happens in the pot. I'm sure he's so sophisticated in his way of thinking. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He enjoys it very much. He's so funny. He's so funny. He really stirs the pot. And then he lets me sit in the pot while it's being stirred too. He stirs me up in that pot too with it, gets it really nice and going good. Big nice flame under it. And then he just leaves it and watches. But he's also in the pot. He's also in the pot. He's mixed up in the pot really good. It's like, I think he's getting back reflections of himself. If you stir the pot like that, you get it back in your face. But he's so funky. He's so funky. It's like he's already gone through all this. It doesn't move him. He's sitting up there on his throne, all up there in his spiritual awakening, sitting on his throne, looking down. Oh, I know what'll boost her spiritual awakening. I know I'll stir the pot a whole bunch so that she'll have to rise really fast above it. That's how I feel like it's going on. He's a stir. He is Mr. Stirry Pants. He's just a funky pants. He's like funky. The more the more I talk about it, the more I see how intentional it is. It all is. And oh boy. So my father, I really, this is really weighing on him. I need to go over there today and sit everybody down and have a conversation with them from a strong place. Yesterday I was, oh, I miss him, blah, 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 blah. I miss him. I haven't seen him since Tuesday. And this morning I'm feeling pretty strong. We'll see where this day goes. I crack my own self up. And I put up all these videos of me crying and stuff. Sometimes I feel to myself like, what are you doing? But it feels like this is my God's work, because it feels like it's bigger than me. It feels like this is a story that needs to be told, and that it in some way it is being told through me, this whole twin flame journey. And I think it is part of being able to just give it legitimacy. so that if somebody is interested, and I know that it is a source of bashing, it's a source of somebody could come in and just like in my family's perspective of it, the twin flame journey. What is their perspective? Their perspective is that I'm picking these domain. They're really good. They're like little apples. The ones that are ready. And so their perspective, like my mom said, my mom has told me, you have to get off of this twin flame journey thing. Because they don't believe it. They can't understand that soul connection is so strong that it's like a magnet. It's above it's above choice. It's above choice because if you it's not at the 3D ego level, where you make decisions, like your ego mind comes in and makes decisions. Oh, okay, so I'll just cut ties, and then you just go shlunk. I've done that before with relationships that have been really painful to cut the ties, but you cut the ties and it's doable. With this soul connection, I've tried, I've tried, I've tried because it's just so painful. It's kind of like giving birth. When you give birth, I have 4 kids. So when you give birth, okay, that one has a worm in it. When you give birth, now I'm going to start really checking them out. That one doesn't even have a hole in it. So when you give birth, there's a certain point that you don't have a choice in it. Your body takes over and you start pushing, and it is such an intense pain that I think if given the choice, you might choose not to go through it. Like, okay, well, I'm stopping this here. But you're not given the choice. You have to go through it. And I feel like with this spiritual awakening and this twin flame journey, it's the same thing. It's so painful to the ego death and going through yourself. I just want to show you how beautiful that is, if you can see it. There are rays. I'm trying to get it in the right light. There are rays coming down from from all those clouds. It's beautiful. So it's a good, nice rainy day, and I got out in the morning, and it's raining a little bit. So it's a good day to be inside and just kind of see what I'm going to be doing today. I want to get on the ball with getting something new started. And I think that the easiest way for me to really get on the ball is to, yesterday I was having a conversation with this woman that I met. I know her husband. We're friends on Facebook, and we met last year, and we've known each other for a couple of years, I think, from the Rob Roy. And he introduced me to his wife. We actually set up a meeting because he lives overseas. He lives in New York, and he asked me if I would be at the Rob Roy yesterday. So we set up a meeting so I could meet his wife, and her and I hit it off really well and had a really good conversation. And she gave me some really good advice. She said, just make a business card that you hand out to people. And I was thinking to myself, that is so simple. I'll make a business card. I'm a graphic designer, and by making a business card, I'm actually going to have to write on the business card what it is that I do. And people are always asking me what I do. So I'm going to have to really decide what I do to put on that business card, and to decide what I do, because I do so many different things. I'm a graphic designer and artist, and I want to do these workshops um, and I design different products and sell them online, and I do all sorts of things. Um, advice, advisor, so and channeling. So I want to. There was something really funny that happened yesterday, but I'll tell about it in a minute. But so I want to sit down and really work out my vision. What is my vision? So I think that this is a good day. This day that I'm feeling, a lot of days I wake up in the morning and I already feel like this chasing energy. It's like, oh, what is today? I need to get this day by because I have this chasing energy. And today I don't feel like that. Today is the day I woke up and I feel like every moment is precious. Every moment is precious. And that this is my life. What is happening right now, this is my life, and it is what I make of it. So sitting around and waiting for something to happen for me to have a life, or chasing after somebody else, twin or not twin, he's going to be there. He's going to be in my life. Even if his presence physically isn't here, I can feel him. So I can feel his presence all the time. So knowing that he's here, the chasing isn't helping, and just kind of letting it be and understanding that what will be, and letting that part go. I'm wondering if I want to continue, if I want to go up on that ledge and see if where I got hurt the other day when I started bleeding in my leg, it went all over the rocks. So I'm like debating if I want to go look and see at the rocks, if that I think it's good. I want to go and have coffee and get started on writing my vision. So I'm thinking if I write my vision first, then that will give me an outline of all the rest of designing my logo. And then once I have a logo and a vision, then once I have my life vision written out for me, everything else seems to be like easier because it'll all fall into place and under that. And everything in my life is changing. I'm not who I used to be. Okay, I have a lot of tools. Let's say like I have graphic design as a tool to use. I have management skills as a tool to use, but I feel like my whole being of who I am is a completely different person than who I was a year ago. And the focus of that, uh, whatever it is that I am starting to do or will be doing, is going to be different than anything that I've done up until now. And I feel like that is what is being born out of me. But it's starting to be born through all of this pain, but it still hasn't come into this 3D world or into the physical world as I feel like in the physical world, everything is leading up to a point, but the point isn't quite set yet. So I already have a whole community of people around me that I love and that love me. And I have knowledge and means of, of not sales, shivuk. Sales, it's like a larger scale, not advertising, but there's the one above advertising. But anyway, I have all of those uh, places open to me. So uh, I have knowledge in them first of all, and um, it's not advertising; it's one above advertising. Anyway, So it's like things are coming and being set up for me in the physical world. It's just that I need to know the what. And once I know the what, it's like everything is ready to go. Um, I have all of the ways of advertising and communities and knowledge and abilities and capabilities and uh, um, uh, even graphic work I do myself, or design, or all of these things I can do. It's just I need to know the what. So that's what's being born out of me now. So I'm thinking, if I have my vision written out clearly, then the what will be born out of that. Because once I have that complete within myself, then it's really easy. Everything that I do comes under that vision. Okay, so I am going to end this here. Just show you. Walking down the street, I'm almost home. And I am going to go and have coffee. So thank you for watching.